Some of the women you're about to see are forces to be reckoned with. From having a billion-dollar empire to being the leading force in a male-dominated industry, let's take a look at how these women rule the world with the money, fame, and power they have. I'll start off with an A-list star from the entertainment industry, Rihanna. With a billion-dollar empire to her name, we are kicking off this list with the Barbadian businesswoman. The 35-year-old started her career as a musician, but has expanded her horizons and is now dominating different industries. She has made appearances in numerous movies and made fashion statements at events, making it easy for her to penetrate the fashion industry. Her unique clothes and unusual outfit pairings have always been the talk of events. Her entry into the fashion industry started with Armani, and over time she has collaborated with the likes of River Island, Stance, and Manolo Blahnik. Her collaboration with Dior was a major one, as it made her the first black woman to be the face of the brand. She later became the creative director for Puma and released collections that the public went crazy over. Her first trainer collection sold out online within 3 hours of its pre-sale launch. Talk about influence. The partnership opened the doors of New York Fashion Week as she debuted her first clothing line. Now she has grown beyond this and has her own fashion show called the Savage X Fenty Show. The show is a television program that showcases her lingerie brand Savage X Fenty alongside entertainment from different artists. It has had the likes of the Hadid sisters walk on its runway. Besides her fashion style, people also comment on her scent and face beat. Her scent, for one, is something that even her co-stars have likened to smelling like heaven. It is little wonder she launched her own perfume line listed under Fenty Beauty, her billion-dollar company founded in 2017. The company all started with her love for makeup and making it available to all kinds of skin tones. It now has its mark in different parts of the world and is valued at $2.8 billion, of which 50% belongs to Rihanna. Although she hasn't released new music in a while, all I can say is that her bank account is covered. Well, we know she's about the money, but another thing she's about is philanthropy. She used to host an event called the Diamond Ball, where she invited her fellow celebrities to lend a helping hand to those in need. She has done this and much more to help different individuals and communities. All these and a net worth of $1.4 billion, among many others, are the reasons she is a leading woman in the entertainment space and in the world. Apart from being a CEO and an A-list star, she has recently added the title of mother, as she is the mother of 2 children. Mackenzie Scott. The American novelist and philanthropist comes in next on this list. Mackenzie Scott is one of the most influential women in the world, with a net worth of $36.2 billion. It's a given that she is on this list, seeing that she was named the world's most powerful woman by Forbes in 2021 and one of Time's 100 most influential people in 2020. Her career as a novelist started off with her studying English in school and being a research assistant to Toni Morrison, a Nobel Prize-winning author for the 1992 novel Jazz. It is safe to say that she learned well from her, as she is now a renowned author with an American Book Award to her name. Her first book, The Testing of Luther Albright, took her 10 years to write because she was occupied with building Amazon with her ex-husband Jeff Bezos and also taking care of the home. Apart from her career in writing, she was also one of the key workers at Amazon at its time of founding. She was even tasked with the operations of the business and also negotiated the company's first freight contract. We are pretty sure she has made quite a lot from the sales of her book, but it can't be compared to the money she was entitled to through her divorce from Amazon's boss Jeff Bezos. Their community property divorce in 2019 left Scott with $35.6 billion in Amazon stock, while her former husband retained 75% of the couple's Amazon stock. This automatically made her one of the richest women in the world. She became the 3rd wealthiest woman in the world and one of the wealthiest people in the world in April 2019. In July 2020, Scott was ranked the 22nd and richest person in the world by Forbes, with a net worth estimated at $36 billion. By September 2020, Scott was named the world's richest woman, and by December 2020, her net worth was estimated at $62 billion. One thing that sets her apart is her willingness to help people who are in need. She has been the executive director of Bystander Revolution, an anti-bullying organization, since she founded it in 2014. Apart from all the charities she's involved with, she is also committed to giving at least half of her wealth to charity as a signatory to the Giving Pledge. She does charity so well that, as of December 2022, she had given a total of $14 billion to over 1,600 charitable organizations. Knowing her and her interest in helping people, I'm guessing the total will be over $14 billion now. Next on the list is a businesswoman who ranks number 52 on the list of billionaires in the world, Gina Rinehart. In her case, she made sure to take personal responsibility for changing her life, as she turned her family's fortune around for the very best. The Australian mining magnate and businesswoman managed to turn a lifeless company that she inherited from her father into one that has the capacity to pull in $16.6 billion in revenue. The company in question is Hancock Prospecting Limited, and they pride themselves on being the leading mining and agricultural business in Australia. And it is a valid claim, seeing that they hold the mineral rights to some of the largest Crown land leases in the Pilbara region of Western Australia. Let's take a look at how she was able to turn the company around. In 1992, Gina became the executive chairman of the company after the death of her father and rescued it from the shackles of debt. As of then, the company had $75 million to its name, which did not take into consideration collective debt and unforeseen expenses. Seeing the state of the company, Gina took the initiative to expand it, and the universe was in her favor. She benefited from the early 2000s iron ore boom, which propelled her status to that of a billionaire. During the expansions, she made huge investments in 2 media companies, 10 Network Holdings and Fairfax Media, which she later sold. Gina didn't stop there. She had a bigger vision for the company and decided to expand more by venturing into agriculture and buying several cattle stations. By the looks of things, it went well for her, as she is currently Australia's second largest cattle producer, with a portfolio of properties across the country. Well, her efforts and everything she has done in the company have made her a major stakeholder in the company, with her owning 76.6% of it. Apart from all the investments we have seen, she has also made significant investments in rare earth minerals, the gas sector, and even philanthropy. Just like the other women we have mentioned, she also does her best to help those facing challenges. She is known for being on the Expert Advisory Board of CISHA, a Cambodian non-profit organization campaigning against human trafficking, and for visiting girls' orphanages in Cambodia. She likes to keep a low profile with her charity because of privacy concerns and to avoid being harassed by other charities. With a net worth of $26.4 billion and being named the richest person in Australia, she definitely deserves to be on this list. Oprah Winfrey. The dubbed Queen of Media has left a mark on the world through her influential career and remarkable philanthropy, earning her a spot on this list. With a net worth of $2.5 billion, she sits at number 13 among American-made women and number 1217 in the Forbes Billionaires list. Although the odds were against her, her intelligence and talent set her on a path of excellence. She started off working at a grocery store and proceeded to participate in the Miss Black Tennessee beauty pageant, which she won. She attracted the attention of the radio station, WVOL, which hired her to do the news part-time. She worked there during her senior year of high school and her first 2 years of college. She took part in a contest that got her a scholarship at Tennessee State University, where she studied communication. As time went by, she landed another gig working for Nashville's WLAC-TV, now WTVF-TV. Oprah became the youngest news anchor and the first black female news anchor at the station. She proceeded to work at different stations, and eventually her much-needed breakthrough came. The little girl from Mississippi landed her own show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, and before we knew it, she was racking up millions in earnings. Well, that wasn't the end game for her, as she later became the president of Harpo Productions, a film and TV production company behind The Oprah Winfrey Show, Dr. Phil, and many others. She also co-starred in Steven Spielberg's The Color Purple, for which she was nominated for an Academy Award. Beyond television, Oprah's influence extended to the literary world. She co-authored different books, one of which was a weight loss book that had an undisclosed advance fee that broke the record for the world's highest book advance fee, previously held by the autobiography of President Bill Clinton. Her success has been so motivating that the University of Illinois has offered a course called History 298 Oprah Winfrey, the Tycoon, that focuses on Winfrey's business savvy. Just like her career, her charity deeds are also enviable, especially in the cause of education. Her generosity made her the first black person to rank among the 50 most generous Americans, and she remained there until 2010. She is said to have donated $425 million throughout her career. This is nothing for someone who is believed to have been the richest African American of the 20th century. Outside of work, she also seems like a cool boss. In 2006, Winfrey took her staff and their families, a total of 1,065 people, to Hawaii for a vacation to commemorate her 2 decades on national television and to show appreciation for their hard work. Unlike Oprah, our next leading woman was lucky enough to have been born with a diamond-coated spoon, Susan Clatton. With a net worth of $24.2 billion and being the richest woman in Germany, I think it's only right for her to be on this list. Although she had been handed a head start from her inheritance, she still made notable investments to double that which had been given. After her father's death, she inherited his 50.1% stake in pharmaceutical and chemical manufacturer Altana, and she currently sits on the company's supervisory board, but she had a vision for the company. Additionally, her father left her a 12.50% stake in BMW, but the stake saw an increase to 19.2% following the death of her mother in 2015. Just like Altana, she was appointed to the supervisory board of BMW. One thing that makes the leading woman stand out is her passion for innovation. Coupled with her education in finance and business management, she was able to expand the company. Klatten helped transform her grandfather's Altana AG into a world-class pharmaceutical specialty chemical corporation that got listed on the German DAX list of 30 top companies. The DAX list is a stock market index consisting of the 40 major German blue-chip companies trading on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. With her being the sole owner of the company and the deputy chair of Altana and her economics background, she was able to transform the company into one that is able to pull in more than $2.5 billion in annual sales. Well, her inheritance isn't only what she has, she also has stock in the German graphite maker SGL Carbon. She has an 8% stake in the company and has the option to raise her stake to almost a quarter of the shares, but no more than that. She also holds stakes in Entrust, which specializes in digital identity and data security. Although she is currently the 51st richest person in the world and the 7th richest woman in the world, her estimated net worth as of January 2022 was $23.4 billion, making her the richest woman in Germany and the 50th richest person in the world. Klatten is the creator of Unternehmertum, a center for innovation at the Technical University of Munich that bills itself as Germany's top hub for business formation. Encouragement of sustainability. She received the Bayerischer Verdienstorden, or Bavarian Order of Merit, in 2007, and is one of the largest contributors to the Christian Democratic Union, a center-right political organization. Kim Kardashian. What will this list be without the A-list reality TV star? Undoubtedly, Kim Kardashian has become one of the most powerful women in the world due to both her own achievements and her part in creating the powerful Kar-Jenner empire. Together with her siblings, Kim has made her family's name a household name in the fields of fashion, beauty, entertainment, and even philanthropy. Their rise to fame began with the reality TV show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which showcased the day-to-day lives of the Kardashian-Jenner clan, including Kris Jenner and her children Kim, Kourtney, Khloe, Rob, Kendall, and Kylie. What began as a reality show quickly developed into an empire that would change the way that people view celebrities. At the forefront of this empire stands Kim Kardashian, with a net worth of $1.7 billion. Kim's journey began in the fashion industry, but her brand evolved to encompass makeup, fragrances, and shapewear lines, each generating significant revenue. Looking at her empire breakdown, Skims, an American shapewear and clothing brand, is worth $4 billion after a 2023 funding round. Among its investors are Josh Kushner, the brother-in-law of Ivanka Trump, and the billionaires Stephen Mandel and Daniel Sondheim. She also founded the cosmetics and fragrance company KKW, which she later sold 20% of to the publicly traded Coty in 2020 for $200 million. She proceeded to shut the entire thing down and started KKN by Kim, a 9-step high-end skincare collection in 2022. She joined her sister Kylie, making her the second person in the clan to own a cosmetics company. With all these businesses, she is ranked number 21 on the Forbes 2023 list of America's self-made women and number 2259 on the list of billionaires in the world. Beyond her career accomplishments, the mother of four is also known for her philanthropic work. Kim advocates for criminal justice reform and uses her platform to address social issues. She has lent her voice and resources to the fight for justice for different groups and individuals. One of her major activism projects includes the 90 Days to Freedom campaign that she funded, an initiative to release non-violent drug offenders from life sentences. Kim received widespread praise for her accomplishments after her effort led to the release of 17 individuals under the terms of the First Step Act. The Kar-Jenner empire extends beyond reality TV and personal brands. Together, they demonstrate a keen understanding of market trends and a remarkable ability to capture the attention of consumers. Kendall Jenner's modeling career and Kylie Jenner's cosmetics line, Kylie Cosmetics, have solidified their positions as influential figures in their respective industries. Rafaela Aponte Diamant. Next on the list is the world's richest self-made woman, Rafaela Aponte Diamant. Her position is a truly inspiring one that shows that women too can thrive in whatever field they want to. Rafaela's story starts with her and her husband starting the Mediterranean Shipping Company, also known as MSC. To get the company up and running, they jointly took a $200,000 loan to buy their first ship, a small cargo vessel named Patricia, and this sailed them to the forefront of the marine industry. Unlike her husband, who's the chairman of the company, and her children, who hold different roles in the company, she doesn't have a specific role. Rafaela has played a key role in the company's growth, and she has been likened to having a very strong character by Dominique Denard, the person who loaned the Apontes the money to purchase their first ship in 1970. Now, the private company is the largest shipping line in the world by container capacity, after overtaking publicly traded Danish giant Maersk in 2022. MSC controls a fleet of 721 ships that can carry more than 4.6 million containers, according to the shipping database Alphaliner. Although the company is discreet with its finances, the Mediterranean Shipping Company brought in more than $28 billion in earnings in 2022. To get a better understanding of how large the company is, it operates 524 offices in 155 countries and has over 100,000 employees. As if that were not enough, the company also thought to broaden its scope and diversify through its holiday cruise division, MSC Cruises, which is the third largest cruise company in the world. That goes to show you how highly placed the cruise division is. After all this has been said, I am sure you are wondering what level of control she has over the company. She and her husband maintain tight control over the company, as they are the only shareholders with a 50% stake each. Considering her stake in the company, it isn't surprising that she ranks at number 43 on the Forbes billionaires list. Also, her crucial role in the company's expansion into one of the largest and most successful container shipping lines in the world has contributed to her being the wealthiest self-made woman with a net worth of $30.3 billion. Her success is crucial, as it serves as a beacon of hope for women seeking leadership roles in men-dominated fields. Miriam Adelson. Next on the list is a leading female figure whose influence spans different fields. Although Miriam Adelson's father owned and operated several movie theaters, she didn't follow that path. Instead, she carved her own path and pursued making remarkable contributions to medicine. She started off working as a medical officer during her conscription into the army at Nes Ziona, then proceeded to bag a degree in medical science and another in microbiology and genetics from Tel Aviv University's Sackler Medical School and the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, respectively. After her education, she eventually became a physician and then the chief internist in an emergency room at Tel Aviv's Rokash Hospital. Her journey didn't stop there, as she felt the need to help people facing addiction issues, so she founded a substance abuse center and research clinic. After her marriage to her then billionaire husband, both of them founded the Sheldon G. Adelson Research Clinic in Las Vegas, which treats people for opioid use disorder. This just goes to show how passionate she is about providing medical care for people with addiction issues. Well, for her, she might not have started poor, but her finances took a major turnaround due to her marriage to casino boss Sheldon Adelson, and as a result of his passing in 2021, she now owns more than half of the gambling empire, with casinos in Singapore and Macau. The empire her husband left for her, the Las Vegas Sands Corporation, owns the Four Seasons Hotel, the Conrad, the Sheraton, and the St. Regis at Cotai Strip as part of the Plaza Macau and the Londoner Macau. This shift in ownership made her the 44th richest person, 5th richest woman, and richest Israeli in the world, with an estimated net worth of $29.6 billion in 2021. Well, time has gone by, and so has her net worth. She is now the 35th richest person on Forbes' list of billionaires and has grown her net worth to $33 billion, maintaining her ranking as the 5th richest woman in the world. The 77-year-old also scores 2 on both the Forbes self-made score and the philanthropy score. Her fervent dedication to aiding those struggling with addiction, coupled with her prominent role as a leader in the global casino empire, are some of the reasons why she couldn't be excluded from this list of influential women. Jacqueline Mars. Next on the list is the American heiress born with a diamond spoon. She is the granddaughter of the famous Frank C. Mars. The name rings a bell, doesn't it? Well, if it doesn't, her grandfather is the founder of the popular food company Mars Incorporated, known for producing chocolate bars such as Mars, Milky Way, and the list goes on. The company was passed down to Jacqueline's father after the passing of Frank Mars, and it was in good hands seeing that it was his idea to start selling their best-selling chocolate Milky Way. At the time of the passing of Frank Mars, Jacqueline's father, Forrest, had already started his own food company which produces the Uncle Ben's rice line and a pet food business, Pedigree. So he had to do what needed to be done, which was to merge his company and his father's company for ease of running. After years of running the business, he left the operations to his 3 children, which include Jacqueline. As it it stands, Jacqueline Mars owns an estimated 1/3 of Mars, and with the experience she has garnered in the company, I am pretty sure it is in safe hands. The billionaire has worked for the company for nearly 20 years and served on the board until 2016. Goes to show she isn't just a figurehead, but an active member in the operations of the business. Owning 1/3 of the company means she is simply loaded. But how loaded is she? Well, according to Forbes, she is the 4th richest woman in the world, and also ranks number 31 on the Forbes list of billionaires. That is expected from someone with a net worth of $37.4 billion. Anyway, as the company was passed down to her, she also brought her son on board, as he is on Mars' board of directors. Talk about generational wealth. Apart from her role in the company, she serves on the board of the National Archives and was formerly on the board of the Washington National Opera. Additionally, she owns a horse farm in Virginia where she has trained horses that Olympic medalists have ridden. Just like Jacqueline Mars, the next billionaire on the list is also a woman who has access to generational wealth. Alice Walton. With her being the 3rd richest woman in the world, it's only right to talk about her influence and the empire she currently controls. Well, lucky for the 73-year-old, her father is the founder of Walmart Stores, an American multinational retail corporation that operates a chain of hypermarkets, discount department stores, and grocery stores in the United States. The company was founded in 1962, and since then, the sky has been the limit for the company's growth. As of 2022, it was recorded that the company has a massive total of 10,586 stores and clubs in 24 countries, operating under 46 different names. It also owns and operates Sam's Club retail warehouses. Some of the countries in which the company operates are the United States, where the headquarters are, Canada, Walmart de Mexico, Central America in Mexico and Central America, and Flipkart Wholesale in India. It has wholly owned operations in Chile, Canada, and South Africa too. The company is one of the biggest in the retail and wholesale industries. For one, it has the capacity to employ 2.3 million workers around its stores, making it the largest private employer in the world. Not just that, the company is also the largest company by revenue according to the Fortune Global 500, seeing that it can pull in $570 billion in annual revenue. All these and many more are what the business is capable of doing. But unlike her siblings, Alice doesn't play any part in the running of the business, although she briefly worked for the company as a buyer of children's clothes. Instead of working at Walmart, she is chasing a dream and a passion she has developed since she was a child. She is an art collector and has been doing that since she was just 11 years old. And in order to make sure she brought her dreams as a child to reality, she opened the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in her hometown of Bentonville. The museum is said to have works by Andy Warhol, Norman Rockwell, and Mark Rothko. Although she doesn't work at Walmart, she currently has a net worth of $63.5 billion thanks to her inheritance. Julia Koch. Next on the list is one of the richest women in the world who inherited a fortune from her husband. In a recent Forbes ranking, Julia Koch ranked second among the richest women in the world with a fortune of $59 billion. I'm sure you are wondering how she got her fortune. Well, hers is the case of inherited wealth. She inherited her fortune from her husband, David Koch, an American businessman. Just before she became one of the leading women in the world, she had a modeling world before her, and she intended to go for it. She started working as a model just after she graduated from the University of Central Arkansas. Then she had to take steps further to reach her dreams. She worked as a fashion designer's assistant for Adolfo and did fittings for many of his high-profile clients, including First Lady Nancy Reagan. Eventually, she met her husband, David Koch, and got married to him. Still in love with fashion, she made her fashion debut at the Met Gala, which was termed her New York Society debut by the New York Times. She was co-chairwoman of the gala that year, along with Anna Wintour and Patrick McCarthy. After being married for a while, unfortunately, her husband died in 2019. His death meant that Julia Koch and her 3 children inherited a 42% stake in Koch Industries. With this development, the billionaire ranked number 17 on Forbes' list of billionaires with $59.5 billion in her name. She also ranks 13th on the Forbes 400 in 2022. The 61-year-old billionaire is currently on the board of directors of Koch Industries, but due to her low-key way of life, she tends to avoid public attention. Just like some of the women mentioned on this list, she and her husband also championed some charity activities. Both of them made donations to institutions such as the Lincoln Center, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History. One of the charity projects that was credited to their name is the one where they donated $10 million to Mount Sinai Medical Center and $10 million to Stanford Children's Hospital to study food allergies. Françoise Bettencourt Myers. Last on this list is the richest woman in the world. Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers. The businesswoman is best known as the heiress to one of the world's largest cosmetic and beauty companies, the L'Oréal empire. She has been responsible for making sure the family legacy is intact. You see, Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers is the granddaughter of the founder of L'Oréal, and as such she and her family own around 33% of L'Oréal stock. One thing about inheriting a company this big is that you are under pressure to keep up with the company's good name. A company that can pull in $40.2 billion will require much expertise to run in order not to soil all previous efforts by her grandparents and mother. The company specializes in health, beauty and wellness and is said to rank number 182 on the Forbes Global 2000 list for 2023. The company also ranks number 261 on Canada's Best Employers 2023. For her, it shouldn't be that hard running the company since she really knows her way around the organization. She has served on L'Oréal's board since 1997 and is presently the chairwoman of the family holding company. She became France's reigning L'Oréal heiress in 2017 when her mother, Liliane Bettencourt, then the world's richest woman, died at age 94. Since she was her mother's only daughter, her stock in the company saw an increase as she inherited it from her mum. The 70-year-old currently ranks number 11 on the Forbes list of billionaires for 2023. Apart from working as the chairperson of the organization, she's also been saddled with the responsibility of being the president of her family's philanthropic foundation, which encourages French progress in the sciences and arts. Among the donations the family has made, L'Oréal and the Bettencourt-Meyers family came to an agreement to contribute $226 million toward Notre Dame Cathedral's restoration after the April 2019 fire. Besides running the family's company, she is also a gifted writer and has authored a book on the Greek gods and another with commentary on the Bible. One thing we know for sure is that the billionaire has been tasked with keeping the family's legacy, and we can say she is pretty much doing her thing. Well, those are the leading ladies in the world now, and each has been tasked with different things to fulfill. From billionaires in the entertainment scene to people who are lucky to have been given generational wealth, we literally covered a few of them that are impacting the world. I'm sure you enjoyed this video as much as I did. There's more where that came from. All you have to do is click on any of the cards on the screen.